Welcome back to Voice of Africa, your trusted source for powerful stories, authentic narratives, and breaking developments from across our beloved continent. Today, we bring you an intense, deeply moving, and inspiring update that captures the grit, determination, and sheer willpower of the Burkinabè Defense Forces as they continue their relentless war against terror. This story is not just about soldiers in combat, it's about reclaiming dignity, liberating lives, and rewriting the future of Burkina Faso, one village at a time. You do not want to miss a second of this report. We are excited to share the latest from a front rarely shown in mainstream media. The intense military campaign launched deep within Burkina Faso's territories. This is a story of sacrifice, courage, and national pride, told through the eyes of soldiers who walk through fire so that their people can sleep in peace. Our journey begins with soldiers pushing forward on a demanding trek through hostile terrain. Every step they take is a decision, every breath a battle. Fatigue gnaws at their strength, thirst bites harder, but the mission is clear. They drink from whatever water they can find, not because it's safe, but because it's survival. In the middle of this exhaustion, there's still a moment of humanity. A soldier, smiling, captures a photo by a muddy puddle, immortalizing the grit of his comrades in the field. This isn't luxury warfare. There are no grand strategies executed from leather chairs in air-conditioned rooms. This is war on the ground, in its rawest form. Mud-caked boots, burning sun, and the ceaseless beat of marching feet. This is the daily life of Burkina Faso's anti-terrorist units, and in this moment, they're approaching Bomoun, a village now eerily quiet. The terrorists had just fled, abandoning everything from stolen livestock to their makeshift strongholds. The cattle, numbering in the hundreds, would be relocated to Silenzo, but the real objective wasn't livestock. It was freedom, safety, and the pursuit of justice. As troops pressed deeper, coordination between ground forces and aerial strikes intensified. The enemy, sensing pressure, began to retreat, but retreat was never an escape. As one commander put it plainly, "We will follow them. Wherever they go, we will cross paths, because it is them we are looking for." And indeed, they found them. Inside the abandoned concessions, soldiers discovered undeniable proof. Documents, weapons, personal belongings, evidence that these weren't just victims of conflict, but the very architects of fear. The next hours would prove decisive. The mission ramped up, and the hunt moved into the thick forests, where the enemy had once held the upper hand. In one striking scene, a storage depot was uncovered filled with tons of grain meant to feed terrorists, not civilians. It was destroyed to prevent any further use. The tempo of the operation surged. Spontaneous threats were quickly neutralized. Enemy supplies were seized. Villages once suffocated by silence now echoed with hope. But this is no ordinary combat. The terrain is merciless. With the mercury climbing to 42 degrees Celsius, 107 degrees Fahrenheit, even nature seems to conspire against these brave soldiers. Yet they press on, entering forested areas, bracing for inevitable confrontation. And it comes. The enemy falls into their own trap. Caught off guard by an ambush they didn't see coming, several terrorists are neutralized. One, a notorious figure known as Lukman Aile, the shadowy commander of a so-called Katiba terror group, is killed. His reign of terror ends not with glory but with silence. His demise brings closure to victims across the Bangas region, where he had ruled through bloodshed and fear. But make no mistake, this mission is far from over. And before we continue, we want to take a moment to thank every single member and subscriber of the Voice of Africa family. Your ongoing support, encouragement, and engagement help us shine light on stories like these. Stories that matter. If you believe in what we're doing, please consider showing your support through a super thanks. Every contribution helps us grow stronger and bring you even more untold stories from across Africa. Now, Back to the front lines. The soldiers' determination does not waver, as their commander declares, "As long as we do not neutralize these people, we will not return." This is personal. This is about restoring dignity to their nation, and they ask the high command for permission to finish the job, to pursue, track down, and eliminate the remaining terrorists. The next phase of the operation is critical. As more villages are cleared and secured, evidence of the terrorists' crimes mounts. Mass graves are discovered near the river. No one knows exactly how many were buried or even who they were. The riverbanks, once peaceful, are now testimony to hidden atrocities. Surveillance drones spot suspects nearby. It becomes a matter of life and death, the jungle turned into a chessboard where every move could be fatal. What follows is 3 days and nights of intense combat along the river. On one side, elite commando units. On the other, remnants of the terrorist force. The clash is brutal, but the results are historic. Over 300 hostages are freed. Weapons, cash, and intelligence are recovered, and the moral high ground is reclaimed. The weather, as unpredictable as ever, plays its part. Scorching heat by day, biting cold by night. But even nature cannot deter the will of those who fight for their people. From the operations center, Captain Sun and Captain Wata'u lead with clarity and precision, guiding their troops in real time, and their work pays off. Across the region, hundreds of volunteers for the defense of the homeland, VDPs, are trained, armed, and mobilized. Village by village, the people are rising, no longer spectators but defenders of their communities. The list of liberated zones grows longer. Bangis, Kursi, Dar Salam, Sanaki, Sani, Zamzaka, Kumana, once strongholds of terror, now back in the hands of the people. Operation Green Whirlwind is reborn. In the next theater of operation, we follow Captain P.A. and his shock unit as they advance toward the commune of D, located in the Suru Valley. The commandos, members of the 10th Rapid Intervention Battalion and the 18th Battalion, move swiftly along suspicious terrain. Nothing is taken at face value. The enemy is cunning and has laid booby traps. Bomb disposal experts meticulously comb through every path, knowing that a single misstep could mean death. The captain leads from the front. His men, inspired by his courage, follow without hesitation. Their destination, a village known to house terrorist command centers. The plan is executed with precision. Armored vehicles sweep the roads. Troops surround the village, and in record time, the mission succeeds. The heads of local terrorist cells are captured or eliminated. The rest scatter to nearby hamlets, sparking a new phase of pursuit. As the troops press on into Malian territory, they uncover yet another disturbing find. A terrorist training center disguised as a school. In a classroom where children should be learning math or reading, young men were instead being taught how to kill. Tactics, traps, ambushes, blackboards full of death. And there's more. Buried nearby is a massive stockpile of fertilizer, raw material for improvised explosive devices, a reminder of how deeply embedded and dangerous this network was. The soldiers' response is unified. Lay down your arms and return to your homeland. The door to peace remains open, but justice will not wait forever. The toll of the operation is heavy. The fighting has claimed lives. More than 10 soldiers in this phase alone. But their sacrifice was not in vain. Hundreds of terrorists were neutralized. Dozens of villages reclaimed. Thousands of citizens freed from the grip of fear. The return journey is bittersweet. Back at the river's edge, the Rapid Intervention Battalions prepare for yet another fight. Drone footage reveals a new ambush in the making. But this time, the military is ready. Precision airstrikes decimate enemy positions. For the first time in years, the Burkinabè army steps foot on the soil of Ila, on the border with Mali, a land that had long been under terrorist control. It's a symbolic moment. The hegemony of terror is collapsing. The memory of fear is being erased, village by village. The people rise, and with them, a nation. The terrorists, once feared, are now fugitives. Their weapons seized, their hideouts discovered, their leaders dead or on the run. And as one soldier said, "If France has not forgotten General de Gaulle, and if America has not forgotten Martin Luther King, then we will never forget Thomas Sankara." Burkina Faso is not just fighting a war, it's reclaiming its future. This is Voice of Africa. We'll continue to bring you the real stories, the raw truths, and the rising hope of a continent on the move. Subscribe, support, and stand with us. Because these stories must be told, and you're a part of telling them. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay proud, and stay African. And